Thank you guys so much for presenting your business opportunities to us today. We're excited to share some feedback, but it's been amazing to see such great innovation and passion for entrepreneurship across the Penn State ecosystem. We're going to start with Hardwired. So Robert, we thought you had great passion in your presentation. You're clearly very knowledgeable about this space. And with the growth in cryptocurrencies and VR, there's definitely a huge market for you to really build a strong brand for yourself and your company and providing that customized experience because it's going to be expected by the customers that you're selling to. An area of opportunity we saw for you is to think about how you're going to continue to scale. We think once you kind of go out into the market and start offering those services, you may get more requests than you're ready to fulfill in the time in the day that you have to be building kind of those custom products. So really thinking through the cost of bringing on additional staff and being able to make sure that you're keeping your costs low so you can continue to provide that value proposition to your clients.
Thank you. Related to Unibrands, we thought that you did a fantastic job with your pitch. We all thought it was a really good idea. We think you're in a really hot space with both recycling as well as the customization area. We felt like we really liked the ability to market to some niche people. So people that are really focused on sneakers and customization for shoes. And we really like that you built your own machines for $500. We thought that was fantastic. So a couple of things that we thought about the product could be improved. So we felt like you've really got a high margin product, a high cost product, and the quality really needs to be like nearly perfect. So we felt like the product could be improved a little bit in terms of the quality. That also goes back to the unit economics. You know, from what we looked at, your cost to produce a single product would be $70 to $80, and you need to be able to charge a couple $100 for that product, so it really needs to be good. And then lastly, we feel like the sizing really needs to be worked on to be able to manage better arch support. Less so for a sandal, more so when you get to a sneaker, a walking, running shoe, that sort of thing. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep. So for Traumatis, we also thought you guys did a really good presentation. We like the idea of the niche again from related to the environment, the environmental aspect of what you're doing. We really like that you guys were thinking forward in terms of having a product initially, but then also trying to focus on a process moving forward. That was a real positive. We like the aspect in terms of workforce development, and we feel like you guys have a good team. On the improvement side, we feel like the collection of material may not be where you want to be focused because there are so many people recycling today that our feeling was you might be able to collect the plastic material much easier and then focus your work effort more on sorting and making sure you're creating the right filaments from the right, particular products. So therefore, we thought quality control was important and not necessarily a critique, but we think that the patent and how protectable this idea is going to be critical to the company. So we feel like you really need to invest in your IP really heavily to make sure that you can block out competitors. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
So sponsor you, thank you. As a student at Penn State years ago that took out many loans, the effort that you're putting forth to align sponsors to help alleviate some of those student loans, I applaud that effort and it's great. So thank you for doing that. I think the one-on-one relationship you're looking to do with the sponsor and the student is very powerful. Something that the commitment from both sides will elevate that program. So again, it's a lot of good things that are going on there. The challenges I think you're going to have are really in that personal information of the student grades and so forth being transferred to a third-party source and working with the university and so forth. So that I think is your biggest challenge that you're going to face. So you need to really think about how to approach that. Any help you can get from people within the university to accelerate that effort because it may take you a little bit of time to do. The other issues we thought were on the charitable contribution side from a tax perspective, not quite sure how that plays from a sponsor since it's paying off a loan. So something to consider as you go after the sponsorship of the individuals looking to make those contributions. The other thing is, I think more emphasis in approaching the sponsors and a business plan on how to do that is really paramount to the success in parallel with the student side, but really going after the sponsors. And some of the ideas that came up were considering corporate sponsorship for that, starting to approach some large corporations that might want to take something like this under their wing to align their organization or people within their organization to a cause of alleviating student loans through this effort. So again, good stuff, and wish you the best of luck.
Nice.
Next is Steerlogic. We thought you guys were really passionate about your presentation as well. We had a ton of fun learning about an industry that we all really knew nothing about going into. The fact that it's a team sport and having that ability to practice with your teammate, we see as something really important to the continuous growth of that industry. We also loved the way you have already seeked out some protection for your ideas and the next generation of your ideas as well. And the fact that you already have people interested in buying your product is always a good indicator that you guys are on the right track. Some opportunities we saw were for you to be developing out some really strategic partnerships in that industry because it is such a close-knit industry that you could really work closely with some of the schools and other different competitions to get your product out in front of people really quickly to start scaling some of those sales opportunities. And then also be thinking through some of the challenges you're going to face as you do continue to grow and from a manufacturing side of things, because they are big products, and thinking about how you're going to package those, how you're going to get those to the customers, and then also how you're going to handle any repairs or customer support related opportunities as well. Thanks.
Thank you.
So last but not least, got HemoGo. Thank you, first of all, for your presentation. Super knowledgeable about complex things like HIPAA and technology on interpretation with the hospital and with the physicians. Clearly have a good handle on the complexities of that information and what you're going to need to do there. Tremendous value to the consumer and a tremendous market for this product. You had talked about starting with cancer patients, but clearly with the incidence of diabetes and other bloodborne kinds of illnesses, there's all sorts of ways in which we see this market being able to expand. Concerns or just some areas for opportunity or for development. We think you need to work a bit more on the financial model. We think that there's a way in which that the consumables, like the testing strips, et cetera, instead of maybe giving those out for free, you may want to monetize something like that goes along with it. We think you're also, with the complexities around this product, we think you're going to need also to more than 20,000. You had asked for 20,000. We think you're going to need more than 20,000 to get everything up and running. And last but not least, just some patent complexities around this and approval by the FDA. So, but thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.